Hey everybody, got a new product line here that I've come out with. This is for the non-Bose GM systems that are specific at the ANC modules. Now, most of the ANC modules are located in this particular infotainment type. They're located to the right of the gas pedal, behind that side plate on the center console. So you just got to remove that plate and then pull the connector out of that module and plug it into the female end here, and then plug the male end, back into that module. Okay. So then, what this harness is for, what this harness is used for, is starting off with doing just a subwoofer with the intentions of later on upgrading the rest of the system, like amplifying all the speakers in the doors and the dash and whatnot, whatever else you want to add to it. Okay, so this harness makes it easier to do that, and that's what I'm going to go over here, how it works. And again, this is for the non-Bose systems that have the external ANC module wherever it's located in the vehicle. Like I said, in a lot of them, it's located where I just mentioned, to the right of the gas pedal. But in other vehicles, it's located in another spot. And if you're corresponding with me and you're getting this going, I will let you know where it's at. But here's how it works. As I mentioned, I told you how to connect it just a little while ago. Once it's connected, okay, what you'll do is you'll have these 4 leads. These are audio leads. You're going to run these either into the line converter that you're using, or the DSP you're using, or probably the high level inputs of your subwoofer amplifier. Okay, and that's going to give your amplifier signal. And then you would just go from there. And that's how that would work. Okay, again, you plug it in and you just run these audio leads into your subwoofer amplifier. And typically what you're going to have here is a white black wire and a gray black wire. The white wires are your left channel, the gray wires are your right channel. The black stripe is the negative on each one. That's simple. Okay. Now, in the future, when you go to expand the system, here's what you're going to do. You'll notice that there's a black zip tie on this group of wires, and there's a white zip tie on this group of wires. What you're going to do is take your wire cutter and cut the wires as close over here as you can to this connector here. Just cut them all off right here, and just take this connector and throw it in the garbage. You're not going to need it anymore. So then you'll have 2 looms of wire, basically. Without this here, you'll have 2 looms of wire, coming off raw wire leads. Okay? And the side with the white zip tie on it, this is going to be your 4 channels now, 2 front and 2 rear, of your input signals that are going to go into the input stage, whatever the inputs of your high level inputs on your amplifier, or your inputs on your DSP, or your line converter, whatever you're using. These are your input signals, the ones with the white zip tie. And then the ones with the black zip tie, those are going to go into your amplifier's speaker outputs. Okay, again, 2 front and 2 rear. And what that does is it allows you to utilize this factory speaker wiring, so you don't have to use your own. This will feed all the speakers. Okay, so it's that simple. Again, when you're done with the subwoofer portion of it here, when you're all done and you're ready to expand, you're going to cut the wires over here as close to this green one as you can to give yourself some slack, give yourself a nice lot of wires here, and then you're going to run the white zip tie wires are going to go to your inputs, whatever you're using, the high level inputs of your amp, or your line converter or DSP, whatever. And then the black zip tie wires are going to go into the output terminals of your amplifier. That's simple. Okay. Now, you might ask, what if I'm running a subwoofer and I already have a line converter hooked up? What can I do? I have to unhook this? And the answer to that is no. If you want to leave however you have this hooked up to your sub, you can actually leave this in place and just use these leads here, on this end. Just run those, to your new stuff that you're using. Okay. Now, let's say you're switching from and you want to use, let's say you have these running into like a line converter, something simple, or the high level inputs of your subwoofer, and you want to change all that, and you want to put all these signals into like a audio control LC7i, and then just run all the outputs from the LC7i or a DSP, then you would go ahead and disconnect these wires from your current line converter situation and just use these leads, from your LC7i or DSP to run the rest of your system. Okay, so I hope that video helped. If you have any questions, just get a hold of me. My email is going to be in the comments section below. If you have like an inquiry that requires like some explaining, I always prefer that you email me. If you have like a real simple yes or no question, you could leave that in the comments. But other than that, I hope the video helped, and that's it. Have a good one.